come a long way from the way we used to save money 20, 10, even 5 years ago. We've gone from, oh my God, I need to save money, to I cannot wait till I get paid so I can start saving this money. And what's changed? What's made us change that we've gotten so excited to saving money now? Well, one of the reasons that's gotten us so excited is that saving money has become fun. It has become like a game. It has become like a challenge. We want to save money now. We want to make sure that we are planning for expected expenses because we've learned so much over the years. I've started a budgeting series over the past couple months to prepare us for the new year. And one of the things we talked about last month was how to organize your savings challenges effectively to help you save money. But I got a comment on one of my videos that said, that video was great, but how do you know which savings challenges to choose to help you save money? And then I was like, oh, wow, that's a great question. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how do you pick and choose the best challenges to help you save money? How do you know which ones will help you be the most effective on that journey? Then you can organize them in a way to stay on track. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and get your pen and paper, grab them savings challenges, because we're going to talk about how to pick and choose the best savings challenges for you to help you reach your savings goals for the new year right now. All right, so before we get started, I just want to say thank you all for being here. I hope you all are doing well. I hope your savings plans are going well. And I'm just so happy you all are enjoying this budgeting series I've created to help us plan and prepare for 2025. If you are enjoying this series, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also drop in the comments, what is your biggest budgeting goal for 2025? What is it that you're trying to save for? And as you think about that, that's going to lead us into our step one. Our step one, when we're trying to figure out how to choose the best savings challenges, is to define our savings goal. So before we can even start to pick which savings challenges we're going to use, we need to talk about what is it that we're saving for. Sometimes we pick the savings challenges before we define what the goal is. What is it that we're hoping to accomplish? What do we want to save for and why? So for example, we want to get serious about our emergency fund in 2025 and we want to save $5,000 or whatever the number may be. Are we saving to buy a home? Are we saving to buy a new car? Are we saving for our kids' college tuition? So as you define your savings goals, I want you to write down these three things. I want you to write down what it is that you're saving for, what the amount is that you wish to save, and then I want you to write down a time frame by the end of the year, in 2 years, in 3 years. Let's write that down so we can visually see it, so it can help us plan properly on the correct savings challenge to choose. And that's going to take us into step 2. And step 2 is important in my opinion, and this is picking the right number of savings challenges. What do I mean by that, picking the right number of challenges? Well, picture this. Have you ever seen yourself buy and choose and download thousands and thousands of savings challenges? Okay, maybe not thousands, but you get the picture I'm trying to paint. How many challenges do we need? So picture this. You have defined your savings goal. You've narrowed it down to what your goal is you want to save for. How many savings challenges will you need to get you there? This is what this step's going to do. We got to narrow it down, because when you don't narrow it down, it causes confusion. It makes you want to do them all. It gets you frustrated when you can't do them all. So it's very tempting to choose multiple savings challenges, but you want to narrow it down and you want to look at which one's going to help you reach that goal the quickest, or depending on how long you want to take to do that challenge, you want to think about the challenges that's going to help you get to your goal in the best way. So now let's talk about step number 3. Step number 3 is very important because now we need to match the challenge to our financial situation. So when we're picking our savings challenges, we want to pick the right challenge that fits our financial situation, or the right challenges that fit into our budget routine on how we're trying to save. So I'll give you myself for an example. I know that when it comes to savings challenges and my goals, I can only cash stuff my savings challenges once a month. Before I can even think about savings challenges, part of my money is going elsewhere. It's going towards my business. It's going towards those high priority sinking funds. It's going towards investments. And so whatever I have remaining, that's what I put into my savings challenges. So when you're choosing these challenges, choose wisely, because if you don't, it's going to cause you to be stressed. And you're going to be stressed because you're going to be angry with yourself because you can't keep up when you did it to yourself in the first place because it didn't fall within the guidelines on what you're hoping to achieve. Before we move into our next step, I hope you guys are enjoying this video. If so, make sure you give it a like, and then also make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss videos like this. We're going to prepare ourselves and set ourselves up to start saving smarter in the year 2025 by taking these steps and making sure we understand ourselves and what is the best method for us. Not what we see that works for others, but what works best for us. Now, with that being said, let's get into step number 4. And step number 4 is set realistic contribution amounts. Okay, so when setting realistic contribution amounts, you want to make sure, again, savings challenges should be budgeted. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that. I know I budget my savings challenges. I have to. I can't just pull money out of the air and say, okay, this challenge says I need to save $50 and I pull that $50 without knowing where it's coming from. What you'll need to do is you'll need to budget your savings challenges just like you do with anything else. What is realistic for you? So I'll use myself as an example. When I cash stuff my savings challenges, I write it down in my budget. Here are all of my savings challenges that I need to contribute to. Then I prioritize which ones are the most important to the least important. So at the top of my list is always my emergency fund. Whatever savings challenges go towards my emergency funds, that's always going to be first. And then any other categories will come after that. Then I'm going to look at how much money I'm cash stuffing for my savings challenges. And then that's going to help me determine whatever my goal was to contribute to those challenges. That's what I'm going to budget in out of the money that I have to save for those challenges. And that's why it's so important to make sure you set that timeline. Make that timeline. So that way that will keep you on track on how much you'll need to cash stuff so you don't get off track. All right, now let's get into step 5. And step 5 is simple. Track your progress. When you track your progress, it makes it motivating to see how much you've saved. Make sure you're looking at it. Make sure you go back to see how much you saved, how much farther you got. There's so many different ways that you can track your progress. And one of the ways I like to track my progress is with a small business owner. Their company name is Debt Free Charts. I believe that's the name of it. And they have the best charts, you guys. And if you're lucky enough, you can go on their site when they're giving their charts away for free. Mind you, if you do that, please leave a tip. They have such great charts where you can color in your progress. I never thought for once that coloring in my progress would help me, but it helps so much when you see the actual physical amounts of what you're saving instead of trying to do it in your head. That motivates you to keep going. Oh my God, I'm getting ready to color that last line. Do something to help you track your progress. So if you get off track, you can come back and say, okay, I need to focus on this, or maybe you're ahead of schedule. If you get ahead of schedule and you finish sooner, now you know you can take that extra money you were putting into that one savings goal and put it into the other. So make sure that the tracking is just as important as the cash stuffing. We got 2 more steps left to go, and step number 6 is my favorite. Organize your challenges. Many people may not know this, but when you organize your savings challenges and you have everything in line on these are the challenges I want to do, and then if I finish this challenge, this is what I want to do. Not only does it keep you motivated, but it helps to declutter all of those thousands of savings challenges you probably have laying around, and it helps you decide which ones you want to do next. One of the things I do every year around this time, I look into, okay, what savings challenges am I doing the next year? I do this every year, you guys, and it helps with discipline. I choose the savings challenges that I'm going to do for the next year ahead of time as I set the goals that I want to save for. And that video is going to be coming up soon, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. And the reason I do that is I know, which we talked about in step number 2, I got to pick the right number of challenges. I can't just have hundreds of challenges saying, okay, I'm going to start cash stuffing and saving for this. No, it has to be organized. So for instance, here is my savings challenge binder. Let me move this out the way. This is how I keep my savings challenges organized. And I made a point to get tab dividers for my savings challenges to help me organize what the sections were. Okay, so here's my savings challenge binder. First up is my emergency funds. Okay, and I've organized it in a way so that all of my savings challenges that relate to my emergency fund here, they're all in this section. So if I finish any of these, then I know I can pull this out and replace it with the next savings challenge that I have on my list if I were to finish any of these. My next section, this is everything that has to do with self-care. So I have it labeled and organized. These are those challenges that's going to go towards that. Next section is any savings challenges that I'm doing for my family and home. And then lastly, and this is the most important section, this is my miscellaneous section. And why do I have that labeled as miscellaneous? Because even though I plan my year out for what savings challenges I'm going to do to help me save money, I know that just on human nature alone, there are going to be beautiful savings challenges that will be created throughout the year. So even though I pick my savings challenges I'm going to do the year prior, there's going to be tons of savings challenges. People may have, group challenges, or let's all do this challenge together, or let's do that. And so I have to be mindful of that. So I have a miscellaneous section for those. So if I so choose to participate, I can have some wiggle room. So this is just one example of what I mean by being organized. Another way you can keep your savings challenges organized is just get a file folder and have the different sections with your savings challenges so that for the month of January, these are the challenges I want to do for the month of February. So there's just so many different ways, but you get the point. So you want to organize your savings challenges so that you're not scattered all over the place. Everything's not cluttered. You don't have 1,000 savings challenges sitting in a pile somewhere and you're trying to figure out which one to do. And by the time you figure that out, a month has gone by and you could have been saving. You get the point. All right. And last but not least, step number 7. This is very important as you choose what's the best savings challenge for you. You want to make sure you celebrate. Okay, I couldn't spell celebrate. You want to make sure you celebrate your wins. One of the best ways I can describe this is one of my favorite videos to watch that you all have been doing. Some of you have titled it Mini Mondays or Tiny Tuesdays. You're just so creative. That is what makes saving money fun, right? You got to get creative. But one of the things I love about Mini Mondays is that you take your mini savings challenges that you want to use for whatever you're saving for, because it helps you celebrate that win. It helps keep you motivated. That's what we need. So while it's very important to save and save big and make sure you're setting goals, you also got to make sure you're celebrating yourself when you do finish a challenge. Have you ever finished a savings challenge before? If you have, it is one of the best feelings of accomplishment you will ever feel. When you save that savings challenge, it's like, oh man, I did it. I actually was able to save, because remember, the way we used to save in the past, we would just save money, throw this money in a savings account. We didn't keep track. It's like, oh, here you go. But now when you can visually see your success, oh man, it makes you want to take on, the next challenge. So celebrate those wins. Make sure you acknowledge to yourself, only for you. This is no one else's success. This is yours. Make sure you celebrate yourself and celebrate that win, because it'll give you encouragement to know that you can save. You can do this. Let's do a quick recap on how to choose the best savings challenges to help us save towards our goal as we approach the new year. Step 1, you got to define your savings goal. Okay. Step 2, you got to pick the right number of challenges. So all of you out there who are watching, I know you're guilty. I want you to go through that stack of savings challenges, and I want you to put them in a pile by importance and narrow it down. I want you to pick your top. Let's start off with your top 10 savings challenges you hope to attempt. But when you do that, you got to make sure they match what your savings goal is. That's your challenge for this month. Step 3, match the challenge to our financial situation. Okay. So make sure whatever challenges that you're picking, it matches what you can actually cash up. Step 4, set realistic amounts. If you know you can only save $5 this week, that's what you save. Okay. Step 5, track your progress. If that means by a chart or a spreadsheet, whatever it means to you, make sure you track it so you can visually see yourself getting closer and closer to your goal. Step 6, organize your challenges. And lastly, celebrate those wins. We're going to celebrate those wins together. Yes, I completed this challenge. On to the next one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is such a great topic. Thank you again for suggesting it. And if anyone has any other topics that they wish to talk about, please make sure you drop them in the comments, or you can send me a direct message. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as we continue our budgeting series to save smarter in 2025. And with that being said, happy savings, and I'll see you next week. Bye.